Hey all, this is an add-on video to my tutorials for Photoshop Elements users to share with those using the full version of Photoshop the little differences between the two programs. This is almost a step-up video so that those with the full version can still do my tutorials. This first video is for Course 1 Lesson 5, and I'm just going to quickly show you how to bring your files into your program. And so first we have to create our file, and you can watch the first video for Photoshop Elements to see all of the details, because this is going to be an abbreviated video. But I'm going to do File, New, and I'm going to choose the 12 by 12 for this purpose. Now we have a file opened up. Now you're going to see the difference between earlier versions of Photoshop Elements, 7 and earlier, in that this has a tab. Now Photoshop Elements 8 also has a tab. And that's where the little bit of a hang-up is going to be when you move into Photoshop, is how to utilize the tabs. And so what I'm going to do, I have my folder here with some of my files in it. Let's find some paper. There's some there, but I'm not sure I want to grab that one. Okay, let's grab this paper here. And I'm going to just drag it over here. And it opens up automatically. But you're going to see it's now in a new tab. So here is our layout file. And I can click on this tab. Or here is my paper file. But now we need to get the paper file into the layout and close out that paper file so that we don't accidentally mess it up. And there's a variety of ways that we can do that. You can click, the default has you coming up with the rectangular marquee tool. So you need the move tool. So we're going to click to activate the move tool and click and hold down in the middle of this paper. Drag it up until it changes to this file. Now at this point I'm still holding down on my left key on my mouse, and then drag it down, and you're going to see there's the plus sign on the move tool. Let go and the paper goes in there. And so that's a pretty easy way to do that, and then you can go back here and close this out. You can also go to this paper here and just click down with your mouse on the tab and pull down, and then that floats the window. And then I can click down in the middle of my paper, drag it right over here, and let go. Either way, it's about the same amount of motions. So you need to do what you feel is most comfortable for you. Whatever habit you get into, they all work. You can also put this right back up in a tab just by bringing it up here and waiting till you see that blue line. You see the blue line at the very top, and letting go, and it's going to become docked as a tab again. You can also make them all floating windows. Here is, it kind of disappears when I roll over it, but if you look at that icon there, you find this at the top, and go down and choose Float All in Windows, and that's going to undock all of them. I tend to like to keep this one docked, my layout file. And so you can go back in and find some kind of element, open it up, and it's going to, well, you got to really pay attention. Look what it did. It docked it in a tab next to this one. And so I can go in here and float all windows and do this kind of thing also. I thought there would be window, workspace, let's see, arrange here under arrange, and hopefully you can see this. It's not off your recording screen, but at the top of window and then arrange are also some more choices for cascade and tile, and the tile is the one that I utilize in my first Photoshop Elements. And so if you click that, it tiles it like this, and you can easily drag these from one to another and then quickly close them out. So if you wanted to open up a whole bunch of windows and find that tile, you could do that. But then you have the other choices here. So to be aware of everything you can do, you can float in one window, which is going to well, it didn't do that. Let's consolidate all to tabs, and that puts them all back on tabs. And then I think let's try now float in all windows to see, and that floats them all into individual windows that you can move them around. So another way that you can get files, and now I have my paper, I don't want to accidentally mess it up, so I'm going to create another. I closed the wrong one. Another way that we can get things in is to use file and open, just in the first tutorial, or file place. And I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm not sure what it's called, St. Pat's. I got too much on my desktop. And here's that cluster. Let's put that in here. And when it comes in, you need to do the check mark to accept it. But if you go down to your layers palette, you're going to see right here in your layers palette a little icon. This icon means that it's a smart object. So if you are brand new to using the full version of Photoshop, I would recommend you not using the place until you learn what a smart object is, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial on that because some funky things could happen as you're going through the tutorials, and you could be saying, oh no, why am I getting that message? So do not bring them in using the place until you learn what the place is about, or until you learn what the smart object is about. The smart object is a really cool thing, and you may want to use this place in the future. But if you're new, for right now, don't use it until you learn about the smart object, because that could really cause you some frustrations. And I think that's about all for now. Pretty simple stuff. And so, like I said, quick review. You can do this and just hold your mouse down and drag it up to this one until it changes, and then drag it down, or unfloat it and just drag it over. Those are the best ways to do it. And so if you have any questions, do ask.